Alright, what's with y'all? I'm about to talk about what happened on Raw, y'all. I'm gonna try to make this video short, cause a lot of times these videos be long, and I don't want to make this video too long. So y'all, the show start off with Brock and Paul Heyman and Oba Femi. So Brock come out, and then Paul Heyman basically talking about how Oba is obsessed with Brock, and Brock not obsessed with Oba. That's long story short. And they, of course, y'all, they got the police out there, or whatever. And then Paul Heyman saying that basically Oba can't, neither can Brock or Oba put their hands on each other or whatever. Then we found out earlier that that was some nonsense, that Paul was just bluffing or whatever. So Oba come out and he asking like, what is this or whatever. And then of course, y'all, after all that, he started fighting the police officers. The police officers, they get packed up or whatever. And yeah, and then Oba say, Brock, you always run or whatever. And then of course he say like, I'm the ruler, I'm the destroyer, and all that stuff like that. Y'all, then we get into the next segment. It was Io versus Roxanne. I think Roxanne got the win there. I can't remember, y'all. But of course, the Judgment Day, they go attack Io. They was attacking her leg. They still attacking her. I think her right leg, her left leg. I don't know, y'all. They still attacking her leg. So yeah, they've been doing that for a couple of weeks. And then y'all, we get into the next segment. Y'all, some of these segments I did miss some of the stuff that was happening in the segments. But y'all, I think the next segment, y'all, so they went to commercial break. And then when they came back from commercial break, Jimmy and Royce Keys in the ring. Why they do that, I don't know, y'all. They gotta stop doing that. I don't know why they did that. They wasn't doing that before. But going off a commercial break and then automatically going into a match, and y'all didn't say nothing about this match or nothing. Anyway, y'all. So Jacob come in. It was a disqualification because Jacob came in. They started beating on Royce, and then Solo come out because Jacob had put the chair on Royce's neck, and then that's when Solo was like, "Don't do that." And then he's like, I'm gonna join the Bloodline." So he put the ones up or whatever, but then Solo go to hit the spike on Jimmy, and then they just started fighting or whatever. Solo get packed up by Jacob, and then I think that's when LA Knight came out the chair. Y'all, I missed this part, so I don't know what happened during this part, but then when I came back, they was saying, LA Knight was saying that he not alone no in this, and at SummerSlam it's gonna be the Usos and Jacob versus LA Knight, Solo, and Royce Keys. So yeah. Now after this, I think Lyra and Bailey had a segment. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Lyra is selling it. The whole crazy look or whatever look she going for, y'all, she is selling it. I did miss this part too. I don't know what all that was said or whatever, but yeah, they finally had like an in-ring promo segment or whatever. Y'all, so then they start the I think after that, no, y'all. So it was a segment with the Vision. They come out. They celebrating the tag titles. Y'all, Otis and Tozawa come out there, and they try to figure out like why Maxine did what she did or whatever. Then y'all, it was a point where Otis was alluding to the fact that he liked it Maxine or something. I don't know, y'all. They start fighting. Then eventually the Vision get packed up, and then Otis and Tozawa get packed up, and then Austin Theory go for a low blow because Maxine was distracting Otis. And yeah, y'all, so y'all, Maxine was getting booze, Theory was getting booze. Y'all don't know what we doing to with Braun Breaker. Also, y'all, Paul Heyman, he done with the Vision. He don't care about them at all. Honestly, he be giving them compliments and congratulating them for real, but I don't think he really mean it. He don't really care about them no more, honestly. But yeah, y'all, Braun Breaker, he back in the tag team. I think at one point he was fighting CM Punk for the world title, and now he back in the tag team. And it's like the focus not even really on him no more. I don't know, y'all. It's whatever. Then we get into the gauntlet match. So first it was Joe Hendry versus Dom. Dom ended up winning. Of course, JD was out there, and I think Danhausen came out at one point. And then it was Dom versus Javon, and Javon won that. And then y'all, Javon and Dragon Lee, they cooked in that match. That was a really good match. They cooked in that match. But of course, y'all, Javon ended up winning that. Then it was Javon versus Rusev. Y'all, Rusev kept putting Javon in the accolade, and y'all, Javon did get out a few times. But at the end, he ended up getting passed out. So then Rusev was still, I think it was Rusev versus Chad Gable. And then he was also hitting the accolade on him. But Chad Gable got the win in that match. And then it was Chad Gable versus Ethan Page. And Ethan Page ended up losing. So y'all, we're going to be getting Chad Gable versus Penta. Hopefully they actually give Chad Gable the IC title. And SummerSlam is supposed to be in his hometown. So yeah, y'all, then we get into the main event. Y'all, so we get into the main event. Seth come out there. He talk about how the his chance or whatever is going over the OCC chance. He signed the contract. He said Roman You keeping my title warm. I'm be getting it back. So then he leave the ring, and then Roman was like, that's it. You just go leave. He was like, what if you win the title? You just go have it for a few months, and then lose it because you go get injured or whatever. And then Seth make his way back to the ring because of course Seth left the ring. And then Roman talk about how Seth Rollins always needed the Money in the Bank contract to get a title. He also said how Triple H failed. Basically, he failed because the whole championship thing and Seth faking the injury and then a vision and all that stuff or whatever. And then Roman was like, you always gonna be number 2, I'm gonna be number 1. And then Seth was like, all the stuff you seen, I ain't already said that stuff to myself. Then they started fighting or whatever. And then Seth hit his moves a couple of times. Roman hit his moves a couple of times. And then, y'all, at the end, Seth Rollins was standing tall. So, y'all, they actually did good with this. Hopefully, they keep with the momentum. Because, y'all, a lot of times, a lot of these storylines, like, the momentum be falling flat. Like, it be falling flat. So, it'd be good one week. Then the next week, it'd be dry. But, yeah, y'all, that was wrong.